little bit. All right, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Check, check. Okay, adjust this a little bit. There we go. Okay. I have to turn the music down too much. All right, so let me see here, 45. Yeah, I can handle that. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna call that good. All right. Hide this. What we're doing today, as you can see, is kind of a twofold thing. So first off, we have my deck right here. And this is the one I've been drafting for a while. This is about, I want to say it's 5 Chaos Battle boosters. One, was it? No, I got like 2, wasn't it? 2 Dimension Forces, and then like one of these loose packs over here. So that's about 8 boosters in total. It's a 40-card deck and has a whopping 2 extra cards. And I'm not going to say it's going to work very well because I just don't have anything, but there is maybe a combo or 2 in that deck. So we're going to test to see how well that works. And our opposing deck is actually right here. I got 4 of these beautiful things from Dollar General. I've shown these off before. And the reason why I'm streaming this today instead of making a video is these videos tend to take a long time. The last one I made got cut off after like 40 minutes, so I figured this is going to be a bit longer of a process today. So what I'm going to do, as you can see, they're still in the packs. I haven't done anything to them yet. I'm just going to open them and shuffle them, and we're going to get right to it. Now, if I happen to come across a card that should be in the extra deck, that's what this pile over here is for. Basically, if I happen to hit a Link, a Synchron, a Fusion monster, or an Xyz monster, I'm just going to take it out, put it in the extra deck, and then grab a card off this and put it on the bottom and continue with my turn. So I'm hoping that will eventually kind of weed out all of them, depending on how many I get. I could just get really unlucky and have like 20. We're going to do 3 matches. This deck has no special summons, no negates, no hand traps, no fast effects of any sort. So it's going to be a pretty slow fight, I think. It's going to be pretty basic Yu-Gi-Oh! As much as you can get these days. Let me get a piece of paper. I almost forgot. I need to keep score somehow, since I'm playing against myself. Go. I don't know if the standard Yu-Gi-Oh now is 8,000 or 4,000. We're just going to go off 8,000 since that's what I'm used to on Master Duel. So we'll go with Feint left and Feint right. I guess I'm going to put that up here. we go. I don't know if that's in the shot at all. Let me get out of here. I should just get a dry erase board or something. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and rip these bad boys open and shuffle up. And I'm gonna do this, so I'm just gonna do this like this, so I don't even see what the top card is. But I figured this would be a lot more fun of a way to do these blind drafts than, you know, just do the openings. Who knows? For like $10 worth of cards, it's a pretty good deal. So these are 4 packs of 10, so I'm definitely probably going to be short. God damn. This cover just don't want to give. There we go. I might have to adjust where the camera's sitting too, I don't know yet. Okay, so there's our 40, which strangely looks a lot more than that one, but I think that's 40 cards. Last time I counted it was. Okay, so we can stand to take this and put it, I think, here. Feed will show it. I think it's a good sign when the quality around stream buffers on my crappy little laptop. Okay. Now why does that look a little bit off? Interesting. Alright, so first off we're going to shuffle these. I'll shuffle my main deck first. I don't know if I can really show this. I hope no one takes offense to my shuffling. What is that blotch on the screen there? Is that the chat? Remove this. Oh well. I don't think it's obscuring anything. Okay. So we're going to play this open-handed, obviously, since I'm the one playing, and the only one playing. But just to kind of see what we get here. Now, I'm aware that the rules in Master Duel don't exactly coincide with the rules in traditional Yu-Gi-Oh! So we shall see how many mistakes I make. I don't know. I think it pretty much should be the same, though. Okay. Check the frame, make sure everything's in the frame. Try and give ourselves as much space as possible. Okay. Last thing, I need a coin. So, we're gonna do, if it's heads, the right's gonna go. If it's tails, left's gonna go. I hit the fan blade. And it is tails. So left's gonna go first. So let's go ahead and draw our 5 cards. So first one is Savine Crossbreed. Tribute 1 link monster, then target 1 other plant monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but it negates effects, only uses once per turn. Ew. Well, I'll be right back, gotta wipe that off. Why there's sticky shit on my table? I guess that's something I should have looked at before we started out. Gross, gross, gross. Okay. That's better. So it's saying 47 frames per second, but I'm seeing a lot less than that. I don't know. That's weird. Okay. Let's continue with the first hand. Second card, Binary Blader. So that's a Cybers, 2 normal monsters. This card, read this. So I'll just put in the shot here really fast. It says, this card gains these effects based on the monster's co-linked. +1 co-link. When this monster declares an attack on an opponent's monster, you can activate this effect. This card makes a second attack during the battle phase this turn. Also, if this card battles an opponent monster this turn, that opponent monster cannot be destroyed. That battle. Okay. And 2 co-links. After damage calculation, this card battled an opponent's monster. You can banish that opponent monster. Okay, so we're going to put him here. Actually, I'm just going to flip these 2 over. Since this is open hand, I might as well have open deck too. I've got Rattan, the Heavenly General, and Onibumaru, Soul Sweeper. And I think I have exactly 2 cards in that deck that will handle both of those. Okay, so we're going to take 1 card and put it at the bottom of this deck. I have not shuffled that. I don't really know what's in there right now. Maybe I should have, but yeah, I don't think it matters. Okay, so we've got Guitar, Grenard, Duoganus, Duonagus, I don't know. If this card is special summoned, you can banish cards from the top of your opponent's deck equal to the number of water monsters you control. You can target 1 level 4 or lower water monster you control, increase its level by the original level. You can banish this card from your graveyard. 1 water monster on the field gains 100 attack for each currently banished monster until the end of this turn. You only use each of these effects once per turn. Alright, that's an interesting card. These going in the shot? They're not. Can push them that way. This is a little bit cramped, and I was kind of hoping I'd have even more space than this, but I don't know, maybe I'll adjust things really fast just to kind of spread it out a little bit more. Okay, next card. Bujin. God, why are these so hard to pronounce? Bujin Mahito Totsu. This guy. Okay, you can send 1 other Bujin card from your hand to graveyard, special summon this card from your hand, then activate one of this. You can activate one of these effects, send 1 Bujin monster from your hand to graveyard, and 1 Bujin monster of different types from your graveyard to your hand. And then you can banish 1 Bujin monster from your graveyard, send 1 Bujin monster from a different name from your deck to your graveyard. Okay, so this is one of those decks that uses the graveyard a lot. Or one of those cards. Okay, Birth of Prominence Flame. Target 2 fire monsters, 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner with 200 defense in your graveyard. Banish both monsters. If you do, special summon one fire synchron monster from your extra deck whose level equals the total levels of those monsters. You can only activate once per turn. Okay, interesting. Sounds like a very specific archetype card. And last, Basil Rose Shoots. Special summon one Rose Dragon monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. If this set card is destroyed, you can target one of your Black Rose Dragons or monster specifically lists that card in this text that is banished or in your graveyard, special summon it. Okay, I don't have any Rose Dragons yet, or as far as I know I don't, so that may not be very relevant. Okay, now let's draw for the main deck. Mad Hacker, Skilled Brown Magician, Dimension Conjurer, Leaf Place Plike, and another one. I may not have shuffled that as well as I could have. Interesting. Okay. So those are our starting hands. That is definitely cramped. Let me adjust this really fast. If I give the camera more height, I should be able to push everything back a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I can bring these guys back a little bit more. In fact, I can kind of angle it, can't I? Since the camera's looking down. It looks weird from my point of view, but it looks a lot better from that side. There we go. Now we have an actual field to worry about. Okay. Take this off. It's way up there, so it's not in the way. All right. So we have our opening hands. Feint Attack left is going first, so he is. And let's see here. So I've got a card that contribute a link, but I don't have any normals for that link yet. Yeah, I don't really have anything that I can actually summon here. I'm gonna summon this guy face down defense mode. I think that's probably best since he's got 1800 defense. That's a pretty good start. Yeah, I can't target 2 fire monsters, and I don't have a special rose, or I can't special summon a rose. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do there. We're not gonna do any head games or anything like that. Just because I already know what's going on. So that is what I think would be the best opening move for him. Alright, so let me just pop out the chat. I think I'm doing okay now. Alright. Yeah, hanging in there, I think. Okay, so now it's Feint Attack Right's turn. So we drew Rock Scales. Now, can I special summon any of these guys? So doesn't look like it. Each time a spell card's activated, if this card's normal summoned, don't have any magical dimensions. If a monster is special summoned on your opponent's field, special summons from his hand. So that hacker needs to stay in my hand. If this card's special summoned, probably not. Okay, so I think we're just gonna put Skilled Brown Magician out, since he's going to gain the most from spell cards that could potentially be cast. And I think that's it. These two Leaf Place guys aren't really gonna do a whole lot yet, because there's no deck, there's no cards in the graveyard yet. Okay, so that is it for that turn. Next card is World Soul Carbon. Okay, you contribute this normal summon set card, and 1 Earth Fairy monster from your deck to your hand except World Soul Carbon. If a face-up fairy monster you control is sent to the graveyard while this card is in your graveyard, you can place this card on top of your deck. Okay. I don't really know if I'm going to do that yet. Okay, so we've got two options. We can either summon him, and I could really cheat here. And I don't think I'm going to do this. I'm not going to use that effect to look through that deck. I'd rather just kind of discover what's going to happen in there naturally. So I think I'm just going to summon Guitar Gurnards, or what do you say this? Gurnards. Yeah, whatever. Just going to summon him in attack mode. And that's it for my main phase. So combat, I'm going to use him to attack him. Let's put the extras over here. I was going to put discard over there, but I like discard being in front more. So he's going to do... Where'd my notebook go? Here it is. It's 1,500 versus 300. I don't think he can do anything, and I don't have any traps or spells I can use. Only one spell counter. Yeah, okay. So it's 1,500 minus 300, so I'm going to do 1,200 points of damage. Defend attack less. Health. So he's going to have 6,800 left. Into the graveyard. And that'll be that turn. Alright, coming back over here. We drew Epsilon the Magnet Warrior. Okay. Oh, damn. Okay, if this card is normal summoned, you can send one. Okay, we can't do his thing because we don't have any other Magnet Warriors. I'm going to... So he's a level 5. I can't use him at all. These guys don't do anything yet. Mad Hacker isn't going to work because I'm not special summoning yet. Yeah, I'm just going to put Epsilon in defense mode. Alright, come back over here. We have a trap. And it's called Amaze Attraction Wonder Wheel. Target one amazement monster you control or face-up monster your opponent controls. Equip this card to it. You can activate the following effect based on which player controls the equipped monster. During your main phase, place one card from your hand on the bottom of your deck, then draw one card. Your opponent switch the equipped monster's attack and defense until the end of turn. Okay. So that's not really going to help us right now. Let me grab some water really fast. That's better. Alright. So, we've only got one other monster we can summon. None of this is really working yet. So we're just going to summon World Soul Carbon. And I guess we're going to put him in attack mode. And then what would I do here? So I've got two in attack that I can attack with. But I've got one defense monster my opponent has that I don't know the effects of. And odds are it's probably stronger than either of these, so I think I'm just going to not attack. Yeah, defense is 700. I'm going to leave him in attack mode because he's safest that way. But yeah, I'm just going to try and hopefully draw something that will allow me to either tribute these guys or use them more effectively. Okay, So that turn ends. Okay, we just drew Shining Piscethelia. Cannot be destroyed by battle. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled an opponent monster, you can place 1 peace counter on this card, max 4, then you can play the following effects. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use him, or her, it, I guess. I'm going to use it. What's these guys over here? I'm going to put it in defense mode too. So hopefully next turn we get to tribute some of my rockfish. Come back over here. Okay, we have a magic card, Hidden Springs of the Far East. Once per turn, during your main phase 2, the player can activate this effect. The player. They gain 500 life points until the end of the turn. Apply one of these effects. So is this every player's turn? Is that what I'm understanding, or is it just my turn? It says the, not your. I'm going to assume this means everyone's. Okay. The normal and special summons of their monsters cannot be negated. Ooh, I like this card already. If they activate a spell, trap card, or monster effect that includes the effects of special summons, that effect cannot be negated. Their opponent cannot target spell or set trap cards they control with card effects. They also cannot be destroyed by their opponents. Okay, so I'm going to play this one. I like this one. Alright, so as far as I can tell, everyone's going to gain 500 life points every turn. I'm trying to think about how I would do this. So right now, at main phase 2, all summons and all spell effects, there's no negation anymore, as far as I can tell. Really neat card. I like this card. I'm probably going to try and find this one in Master Duel, because I hate negation. It's just been really tricky when I start adding life points on everything, because this is going kind of slow so far. Alright, so I'm just going to tally on 500 points. So here's our current sitting right now. Faint Left is winning at 800 or 8,500 life points, and Faint Right is at 6,800. And I don't think I'm going to do anything else. I'm going to switch into defense mode. Just because I don't want to lose any life points unnecessarily. Alright, next turn. Another Epsilon. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ritual or tribute summon my rock scales out. I'm going to sacrifice Epsilon. And then I'm going to enter the main or the combat phase. I'm going to attack this guy, the guitar duo. And it's 2,100 minus 1,500. So Faint Attack Left is losing 600 points. So he's down to 7,900. So he goes to the graveyard. Maybe I might only do one fight. I was gonna say this is gonna be best of 3, but this is taking forever. It's already 30 minutes. And then I'm going to gain 500 in my second maze phase. So now we're up to 7,300. Interesting fight so far. Okay, so back over to the left. We have Ice Breeze Refrain. Okay, activate one of the following effects. Target one Wind Witch monster in your graveyard. Special summon it when your opponent activates a card or effect in response to Wind Witch. Monster negates that effect. So, don't have any Wind Witches. Can't use it. And I'm kind of in a jam here because nothing I have really beats that out. What was this thing? 1800. Shoot. Yeah. Might be up shit creek here. Okay. So, I have nothing else to do. That's ends my turn. Another Epsilon. I don't think I shuffled this well at all, honestly. Son of a gun. All I've gotten were my effect monsters, and I think they're all just clumped together, so. Next round, if I do another one, we're going to have to shuffle this a little bit better. So the leaf plates are now at 200 each. So you can special summon if they have more hands in the graveyard, but I don't have that yet. So we're just gonna summon another Epsilon. Nothing to really do with it because all I have are Epsilons, so his effect doesn't work. Okay, so we're gonna try and clear the opponent's board. Going into combat. So first, we're gonna use. Rock Scales is in a good position because 2100, you don't really have a whole lot of things with defense higher than that, really, that can be summoned like that. Most kind of like wall cards are usually in the 2000 range. So I think I'd be in a safe position to attack that face down monster. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So Rock Scale is going to attack face down, and it's going to be Bujin, and Bujin is dead. Alright, then we're going to have Epsilon attack and kill the Carbon. So he's now out. Main phase 2, I'm going to gain 500 more life points. I shouldn't have played that card. It's going to be so annoying to keep track of since I'm doing this by hand. So I'm up to 7,800. Our Faint Ride is. Okay, he's got 3 and I've got 2. So I can technically special summon these 2. Cards in your hand, your graveyard. More cards. Okay, so I can do one. So I'm gonna special summon. I think I can special summon it in defense mode, right? Alright, and that's gonna be my turn. So it's not looking good for Faint left anymore. The tables have turned. Okay, so we've got another effect monster. This is Fabled Marcosia. If this card is in your hand, you can discard up to 2 monsters except Fabled Marcosia, but include another Fabled monster, and if you do, special summon this card. If summoned this way, this card gains 200 attack for each monster discarded. If this card is discarded to the graveyard, add 1 Fabled spell trap card from your deck to your hand. Okay, so I don't have any monsters in my hand to summon, so I'm just going to normal summon him. And I'm going to go ahead and attack and try and get some of these off the board. So I'm going to go after Epsilon here, who is 1,300. So 1,300 or 1,700 minus 1,300 is 14 or 400. So I'm going to knock off down to 7,400 life points. And then my main phase 2, I'm going to gain 500 back, so 8,300. He's in the graveyard now. Which means our graveyards are now stacked and I cannot summon that other one there. Okay, and that'll be it. Okay, Darton, the mechanical monstrosity. Once per turn, during your main phase, you can check the difference between the current and original attack of each monster on the field, add up to the total of those differences, then make the monster's original attack become that combined amount until the end of your opponent's next turn. There's not really been any changes to attack yet. I could play my Epsilon and knock a whole bunch of life points off. Or I could play this guy and hope that there's going to be some kind of changes to the attack and defense. Otherwise, he's just going to kind of be a glass cannon. Yeah, I'm gonna play him, just on the hopes that we're going to have some attack changes later. And then I'm going to attack with rock. Well, hold on. It's only 700. Yeah, we're going to leave that face down. Going to leave you face down until you get bigger. I'm going to attack the Fable. And I'm going to knock 400 life points off him. So he's back down to 7,900. And I'm up to 7,900 too. I'm going to run out of paper here. Okay, so now the score is now tied. 7,900 to 7,900. Main phase 2. I'm going to go ahead and summon my last leaf pile. Special summon him. Okay. So next turn, if he doesn't summon or get anything off, I should have quite a few monsters to attack with. Okay, Judge of the Ice Barrier. While you control another Ice Barrier monster, each time you put... Okay, I don't, so we're just going to summon her. She can't really do anything. See, at this point, I don't know. I'm kind of screwed at this point. I think it's best, instead of playing her in attack, I'm just going to play her in defense. So at the very least, I can mitigate one attack, probably from his rock scales. That'll be it. Okay, another one. I swear I shuffled this. I did it on stream, so I don't know why it's this junky. Yes, I was hoping I could switch a whole bunch, but really I can't. I think I'm just gonna attack with rock scales again, and that's going to kill his judge, but he's not going to lose any life points over it. These are now up to 5 each, and then I gain some life points back. Alright, back over here. Eternal Bond. Target any number of photon monsters in your graveyard, special summon them with effects negated. During your next main phase, banish this card from your graveyard, then target one photon monster your opponent controls. Take control of it, and if you do, its attack for the rest of the turn becomes a combined original of all photon monsters you currently control. Also, you cannot declare attack this turn except for that monster. Alright. No one has a photon. No one's doing anything. And I'm shit out of luck here. So back over we go. Draw a card. I got Pazuzu. Once per turn, you can target one monster card in your pendulum zone. This card's I'm just going to put Pazuzu in the pendulum zone here. These guys are all kind of too far back, so we're just going to put him right there. He's a 1. Then I'm going to switch these guys into attack, and him, and I'm going to leave him in defense since he's not really done anything yet. I probably should have just summoned Epsilon, honestly. So let's take a quick consensus. My opponent currently has 5 cards in the graveyard, so both of these guys are 500. So 1,000, 3,100, 3,800. Oh, I forgot to add on that life points. Oops. Okay. Okay, so 8,400 minus 3,800. He's down to 4,600 points. And then I'm going to add 500 on for 8,900. All right. So things are definitely not looking good for Fantac left. If only he had not shuffled his deck properly. All right, we have a monster. Marine's Sea Star. This is Cyberse. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, then target 1 Marine's monster you control. It gains 800 attack. Okay, so we can't really do anything with that, so I'm just gonna hope I can stop this mess happening. Well, you know what? I could take a swing. See, he's got me in 2 turns, unless I do something. So actually, I think I'm just going to summon this. And I do have 800 attack. So I'm going to attack, and I think I'm going to attack... Oh, do I want to get rid of one of the big ones? I think I do. I'm going to attack this guy here, because I want it gone. So I'm only doing 100 points of damage to life. But at least I have a big monster off the deck, or off the field. If I can turn this around, he can't turn that into a wall for me. That's what I'm hoping, anyway. Okay. And then I gain 500 points. So I'm up to 5,100. So here's the score so far. Just kind of tallying it up. Next turn. Okay, so we've got S-Force, Lepswell. I can't really do anything with this, but it's a level 6 monster, so I could probably tribute summon it, which would be good, since I now have an open spot. He knocked out my Pisophilia before I got to use it, but that's okay, I guess. It's level 6. So I could either summon Epsilon or S-Force, and I think I'm going to go for S-Force. So I'm going to tribute summon, get rid of 1 Leaf Place. Because I can still technically bring it back, right? Yeah, I could technically just resummon it. In fact, I could probably do that next main turn. Maybe. We'll have to see. Okay. So... Rock Scales is going to attack. I'm going to deal 1,300 points of damage. So let me swap these over here. So L had 5,100, R had 8,800. So L is now down to 3,800, and Maria Princess is gone. What's the graveyard looking at right now? So now the graveyard is 6 cards. So we might be able to bring that Leaf Place back. These Leaf Places, I didn't realize they're really good for tributes. because you can just bring them back if your opponent has enough cards in their hand or in the graveyard. Okay, then I'm going to attack with S-Force to deal 2,400. So now the opponent's down to 1,400. And then I'm just going to go ahead and attack with Leaf Place as well for, I just said 6, right? Yeah, so he's going to deal 600 damage. So the opponent is now down to 800. And then I have 5, so I can in fact summon Leaf Place back today. Wait, what can I do with it? Special summon? Special summon, okay. Did I have any cards that could actually stop that before I did this? No, I didn't. Okay, so it looks like this turn is going to end next turn. I'm going to gain 500 life points on my second mate phase for 9,300. And we go back. Okay, I got Simor, Board of Perfection. It's just a nice bird. Can't really do anything with it. No, wait, it's not my turn. My bad. It's the opponent's turn. I just went. See, I knew I'd get confused eventually. So it's Les' turn now since he just got attacked and he's down 800. So this is his last turn, probably. Okay, we got Yashenju Sabu. Once per turn during the end phase, this card was normal summon this turn. Return it to the hand. It's not going to help. You can only earn if this card was normal summon, you control another Senju card. Okay, so it's a pendulum. Okay, yeah. That's not going to help anything, so I'm just going to go ahead and summon it in attack mode. And I'm just going to swing for a Hail Mary against another one of these guys. So this was 600, that's 17, so I did 900 points of damage. Just to do one last hurrah. So he's down to 8,400. And then I gain 500 back. And then I think he goes back to my hand, right? End phase. Yeah, return it to the hand. And then I think I have to discard now since I have 7 cards. So I'm just going to get rid of one of these, which means he's up to 700. Okay, so that's that turn. It is right now 1,300 to 8,400, and I think Fan Attack Right has this pretty well clinched. All right. So now we have Chromonally, Akambaro figures. Nothing I can really use that with. I'm just going to summon Epsilon. And that's game. Nothing he can do to stop me from attacking. I can attack with well over his life points, and that is it. So that's kind of a dry run. How much time we have left? I'm not entirely sure what we have left in terms of time. I don't have enough to start another game. That took 50 minutes. That was that one match. So why don't we just go through and look at these cards in this this drafted deck I made. All right, so we're going to put the ones we've seen in a pile off to the side. So these guys all going to go over here. One with this link. And you know what? Let's take a look at this really fast. So odds are, if this was going up against a competitive deck, I probably would not have won. My biggest monster was 2,400. followed by 2100. I have one with monsters smaller than that before in Master Duel, but I also had negates and hand traps and destruction to back them up. This was mostly just top decking until something came in, so I didn't want to. Oh damn! Yeah, I really didn't. Well, okay. In my defense, it wasn't that I didn't shuffle it very well. It's just that I don't have many spell cards whatsoever. Okay, so I'm just going to go and put that away for right now. And this way, and we're going to take a look at the rest of these cards. Okay, so next I would have drawn a Magic Calibra, which is just a normal monster. You can declare one monster 1 to 6, then target 2 face-up monsters you control until the end of the turn. Reduce the level of one of those monsters by the declared amount. If you do, increase level by the other. Okay. See, I don't know. Do these count technically as normal monsters? I would hope so, because I think that's actually the only normal monster I have. We have a new Simor card, so that goes with that bird I just had. Winged beasts you control cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects or the monster's attacks, except by your winged monster's the highest attack. Okay, so the highest one's still vulnerable. You can send to the graveyard this card and 2 Simor monsters you control with different original attributes whose original levels are 7 or higher. Return as many cards on the battlefield as possible. If you do, take 500 damage for each card return to the hand. Then inflict that damage to the opponent equal to the damage you took. Boy, that's a really weird card. That would be good if I had more birds, but I don't yet. I have a Reptilian Lamia. Oh, I love these guys. If this card's in your hand, all monsters you control are face-up reptile monsters. You can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, change its attack to 0 if you do, special summon this card. Then take damage equal to the monster's original attack. If this card was sent to the graveyard as a synchro monster, you can target up to 2 face-up monsters on the field, change their attack to 0. You can only use one Reptilian Lamia. I love the Reptilians. I love that concept of reducing attack. That's such a cool thing, because so much of the game right now is board wipes or like negating or just kind of playing around your opponent, not letting them do anything. This is a really cool way of kind of reducing that threat of your opponent's monsters without killing them, which would trigger a graveyard effect or something else, so it's really nice. I like that. Okay. Rogue of the Endymion. If this card is normal summon or special summon, place 1 spell counter on it. You can remove 1 spell counter on it from this card and discard 1 spell counter monster. Set 1 continuous spell directly from your deck, but for the rest of this turn you cannot activate or activate cards or the effects of cards with its name. Okay, interesting. Almost seems like an anti-archetype deck. If you're playing a continuous spell that doesn't mention those, it should be fine. Oh, here's one I have. Dino Wrestler Rambachiro. When your Dino Wrestler monsters inflict battle damage to your opponent, you can special summon this card to your hand in defense position. Only use effect once per turn. The opponent cannot target other Dino Wrestlers with card effects. Neat, if you have Dino Wrestlers. Okay, here's another some more. Bird of Protection. When this card is almost summoned, you can target 1 card your opponent controls. 1 card in your opponent's spell or trap zone, return it to the hand. If this card is in your graveyard, your opponent controls no cards. In a spell or trap zone, you can special summon this card in defense position, but banish it when it leaves the field. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn, except winged beast monsters. You can only use the effects of some more battle bird protection once per turn. Interesting. So we do have a second some more. Very cool. Okay, a barricade blocker. This is another one I have. 2 monsters with different names, so this could have actually been useful. If this card is link summoned, you can discard 1 card during the end phase of your turn, add 1 continuous or field spell from your graveyard to your hand. Only do it once per turn. Face-up spells you control cannot be destroyed. So this is a good one if you have field cards and if you use field cards. I don't think I have any of those yet, but I use it frequently in Master Duel. Paleozoic Cambro Ruster. This is actually really cool. 2 Paleozoic monsters unaffected by other monsters' effects. You can use each of the following effects of Paleozoic monster once per turn. You can target one set card in the spell and trap zone, send it to the graveyard. If you do, set one Paleozoic trap from your deck. It can be activated this turn. If a set card you control will be destroyed by card effect, you can banish from your field this card from your field instead. Interesting. So it's only a link 2. These are both link 2s, and this guy's a link 2 as well. So pretty cheap. And I don't. What are these other ones I had? I think I've only got one other link monster, and it's I've got Ghost Trick, but it's Link 1, and I can't really use it. Because I don't have any other Ghost Trick kind of cards yet. Here he is. So Ratan's a Link 3, so these guys would work well with him. I would love to get this thing to work if I can get more Paleozoic cards. Because that's a really cool card. I just like the look of him. Alright. Paramelphos Fusion. Fusion summon 1 Melphos Fusion monster from your extra deck using up to 1 monster from each from your hand, field, or face-up extra deck of materials. Okay. Good if you have Melphos. That's just kind of the whole thing. Good if you have it. Okay, we have Amano Koju Jackie. And so this is, you cannot activate the spell, the effects of other special summon monsters. You know what, let me just, let me bring the camera down. There we go. Should be easier to read some of those if you're trying to read them, I don't know. Maybe not. Let me see here. There, that might make it actually possible to read some of these. They're not quite so silly now. There we go. Okay. Back to the task at hand here. Okay. So this is a tuner. You cannot activate the effects of other special summon monsters with the same attributes as this card once per turn. During the main phase of this card's owner, quick effect, you can give control of this card to your opponent. Then you can make this card become any attribute. Okay, so that's a neat kind of a jammer tool. So it's not only just a synchron material. It stops effects. You can actually give it to your opponent. So I've not seen many cards that give your opponent control of your cards. But I do really like those. So let me clear these out. I'm actually going to kind of leave the ones that interest me out. And then put the others aside for right now. Almost done. All right, let's just go through this. Another Dogmatic Liturgy, Ritual Summon, 1 Dogmatic Ritual. I think I have like 4 of those already. Let me look here. Because that sounds familiar. Maybe not. Oh, unless it's in my deck. No, it wouldn't be. Because that ritual summons a monster I don't have. I don't know why it'd be in there. Nope. Nope, I don't see it. Okay. So this is a ritual summoning for who? Oh, just a Just any. Okay. I think that's a fairly common card, but not very useful right now for me. Okay, Ancient Warrior Saga, Chivalrous Path. If an ancient monster would be destroyed by battle, you can send this card to the graveyard instead. You can only use one of each of the following effects. Chivalrous Path once per turn. If your opponent special summons a monster, accept tokens. During the damage step, you can special summon one ancient summon monster, one ancient warrior token. When card effect's activated that targets an ancient warrior monster, you can banish this card from graveyard and negate. Ooh. Okay, set that aside if I ever get an ancient warrior. A Karakuri. I have a deck of these guys. Must attack if able, targeted for attack. Change the battle position of this card. You can banish this card from your graveyard. And target one Karakuri monster you control. Change the battle position. Interesting. I forget what the battle position stuff does. I think that's how you got their effects to work. Okay, Starry Night CL. It's a 4-star fairy. If this card's in your hand, you can turn one Starry Night monster or one level 1 light dragon you control to the hand except Starry Night CL. Special summon this card. If you control no monsters, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Special summon one level 7 light dragon monster from your hand. You can only do it once per turn. Okay. Neat if we had level 7 light dragons. Okay, Stardust Xiaolong. When you synchro summon one Stardust Dragon, you can special summon this card from your graveyard in attack position each turn. The first time this card be destroyed by battle, it's not destroyed. Okay. Weird. Really weak monster for not getting killed once. Okay, I guess. Okay, next we have... You know what? Get this book out of the way. It's not doing anything for me anymore. It's Spanish Civil War, by the way. I need to get back to reading that. Okay. During the battle phase, if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, special summon one War Rock monster from your deck. And if activated, if you activate this for your opponent's turn, first turn when you control a face-up special summon monster, your opponent monsters cannot attack except for that monster. Okay. Don't have any War Rocks, so off it goes. Shenanigan Brothers. This card's sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard. You can target one Springin's monster from your graveyard, except Springin's Brothers. Special summon it in defense position. If this monster in your hand or field or graveyard, you can target one Springin, X these monsters you control, and attach it as material. Okay. Yeah, don't have any of that. Judgment of the Branded. Target one level 8 or higher fusion monster you control. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls with an equal or higher attack than that monster. During the end phase, this card's in your graveyard because it was sent there as an activation to activate the effect of Fallen of Alibi. This turn, you can set this card. Alright. Don't have the card that's calling for. Goblin King. While you control another feed monster, this card cannot be attacked. This card's attack defense becomes equal to the number of monsters, or the number of other fiend monsters on the field times 1,000. I like him. He's going to go in the I like pile. He might do something. This is an Amazement Ambassador Bufo. When this card is special, is normal summoned, you can target one attraction, trap monster from your graveyard, or trap from your graveyard, and one face-up monster your opponent controls equal to the trap. God damn. I'm dying here. When this card's normal summoned, you can target one attraction trap in your graveyard, and one face-up monster your opponent controls. Equip that trap to your opponent's monster. Quick effect, you can target one of your attraction traps equipped to a monster, equip it to one amazement monster you control, or one face-up monster your opponent controls. You can only use this effect once per turn. I'm going to set him aside because I have a few amazements I need to go back and look at now. Clock Arc. It's a pendulum monster. Okay, if you control no monsters, only pendulum monsters apply its effect based on this card's pendulum zone. Left, reduce its scales by 3. Right, increase by 4. Okay, so it could be either 1 or 8 if you have no other monsters. Okay. If this card was special summoned to a zone that is not the center, main monster zone, destroy it. Got one of these, okay. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Once per turn during your opponent's end phase, you can target one card in your pendulum zone, destroy it. If you do, place this card in your pendulum zone. Interesting. Weird. I don't know. We'll set it in the okay pile, I guess. Okay. Zolga the Prophet. If you control an Earth Fairy monster except Zolga the Prophet, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then look up to 5 cards from the top of each player's deck. When a monster that was normal summoned by tributing this card declares an attack, you can banish this card from your graveyard, destroy that monster. Okay. When a monster that was normal summoned by tributing this card declares an attack, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Destroy that monster. If you do, inflict 2,000. Okay. Huh. Interesting. He's in the maybe pile. Kind of maybe. Okay, UA Mighty Slugger. I don't know much about these UA cards. Okay, you can special summon this card by returning one UA monster from you control to the hand, except UA Mighty Slugger. You can only special summon UA Mighty Slugger once per turn this way. If this card attacks, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. Interesting. Okay. Don't have any UAs, but he's just a nice 5-star monster. Okay, Armed Dragon Blitz. Target one armed dragon monster you control. Take one monster with the same name from your deck or graveyard. Either add it to your hand or special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions, but it cannot attack directly. You can only activate one Armed Dragon Blitz per turn. You cannot special summon one monster. You cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this card, except dragon monsters. Okay. I don't have any Iron Dragons, so he's going to go on the no pile. Oh, good. Spriggan's Captain Sargas. Focus. Okay. If this card is in your hand or field or graveyard, you can target one Spriggan's Xyz monster you control. Attach this card to its material during your opponent's turn. Quick effect, you can detach one material from your Xyz monster you control, then target one face-up card on the field, destroy it. You can only use each of the previous effects once per turn. A Spriggan's Xyz monster that has this card material gains this effect. Okay. This card gains 500 attack. Interesting. Don't have any XZs, but I have a Spriggan monster already, so. All right, Radiant Vorescence. If this card's normal summoned while your opponent controls a monster, you can discard one card, then send any number, oh my god, focus. Number of Radiant Vortices, I don't want my thumb, there we go. From your deck to the graveyard, once per turn. If this card's in graveyard, you can make this card in the graveyard become dark until, that's weird. I don't know. Okay, Archfiend's Staff of Despair. Equip only 2 monsters you control. During the main phase, you can make all monsters your opponent currently controls with attack equal to half of the equipped monster's attack. Until the end of this turn, even this card leaves the field. If this card is sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you can pay 1,000 life points, return it to your hand. Okay, that's just kind of a nice general equip card. I don't really have many of those. Reinforcement of the army's troops. When an attack is declared involving your warrior monsters, you can special summon one level 4 or lower. Okay. I don't think I have any warrior monsters. It's a good card, but I don't have any warriors, as far as I know. Armed Dragon Ritual. Okay, it's just a ritual summon for Knight of the Armor Dragon. Is that armor? Oh, it's armor, not armed. Wait. Is there armed and armor? Yeah, there is. Great. That's gonna get confusing. You can banish monsters from your hand or face up whose level is equal to level 4. Okay. And we don't have an armor dragon, so he's out too. And our last card is Giga Thunder Cyclops. That's cool. It's a thunder one too. Interesting. Okay, so its pendulum is once per turn you can target one pendulum monster you control and one monster your opponent controls. Change their battle positions. Huh. Okay. And it is a tuner on top of being pendulum. Okay, if this card is special summoned from the extra deck, use it as synchro is used as synchro material, banish it. Huh. Okay. So it has to be special summoned from the extra deck, which means it has to have died already, then use the synchro material, then it gets banished. Gotcha. If this card is normal summoned, you can change its battle position. Okay. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If the battle position of this card is changed, you can target one face up, spell a trap card on the field, destroy it. If this card is destroyed in the pendulum zone, you can turn one card from your pendulum zone to the hand. Very complicated, but it's probably going to be my favorite yet. Really like him. I like Thunders. Okay, so that is all the cards we had. I'm probably going to try and put together a slightly more effective deck. I've got a few cards now that actually kind of work together. I've got these Amaze-Matrax now. The rest of these guys just don't really work all that well, except him. I like him. I really like the ability of not being negated. That just tickles me pink. Because so many people love... Dang, where'd my bitrate go? There we go. A lot of people love Ash Blossom. But anyway, that's it for me. Maybe this afternoon I might do some Saturn games on my TV if I have time after mowing. It may just be too tired and we do it Thursday. We'll see. Anyway, thank you for watching. How do I talk? Okay. Have a good day.